Business has almost twice the staff. I appreciate the efforts to raise more money because we're going to need some more money. The court actually brings in more money, collects more money than it costs to run the court, but I don't take credit for that. It's the police officers out there working, code working, animal patrol working that brings that money in. We only generate about a third of that. So, but listen, long term, we've got to start looking at things like a big city and move forward with a second judge and a separate court. Thank you.
So what is my vision for City of Rio Rancho in the next 5 to 10 years? Here's what I see. I see a place where my son can grow up, live, work, and play, all within our own city limits. A community where my husband and I can retire and grow old and continue to feel safe. It's a place where my son can get a good education and a degree, and afterwards find a good paying job in his choice of many industries. It's a place where his family will be driving on well-maintained roads to that job, to the stores, and as they drive on those roads, they will pass by retail and shops. Everything they need will be right here in our community. But in order to create this beautiful community and this standalone economy, we are going to have to work together because we cannot continue to be dependent on our state and the surrounding communities. We will have to be creative with how we approach business development and bringing people into our city for jobs and retail. We have to work together with public-private partnerships, continue to be creative with our GRIP program and the many other programs, state programs that are out there. We're already on the right path. With some of the common sense solutions that I and others on the council have brought forward in the last four years, we're on that path, but we have to keep moving forward. For the future, for our roads, to continue doing our roads, we need to continue to find more common sense solutions like the one that I proposed so that we can do more with less money. And we have an amazing staff. We need to encourage that in each department because our staff is amazing. We have to work with the citizens. We have to streamline our processes and regulations to allow the businesses to run the organizations as they see fit without overregulation. To me, the future is bright.
So I've spoken a lot about opportunity, and to me that is what the city means. It's a place where you have opportunity to fulfill any of your goals, whether you want to open a business, raise a family. And I want that to be true not only today, but 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And I have an engineer's mind, and I think about all the things I want to see in 10 years, things that I've heard everyone else say. And my thing is, how do we pay for it? I've got to start at the beginning, which is we need to increase our revenue. How do we do it? I've mentioned some things in some of my other answers. We have got to create excitement in our community again to get it growing. We need to start investing in projects that improve our economic health and that grow businesses and encourage jobs to come here. And once we've started that process, and it's a big process, these are not things that take just 6 months. I can't just snap my fingers and say, jobs come here, but it's something that we need to work on, develop great incentives, make plans and work with our partners across the community. But once we have that excitement in our community and the job growth and the population that's growing and more revenue, we can really start investing in our community with new parks and new roads, upgrading our infrastructure, putting sewer lines in some of the neighborhoods in my district. Some areas in District 5 do not have sewer. They're in the middle of a developed area. To me, that is so unusual coming from a big city. And I think that we can do that. I'm optimistic that because we have so many people that are passionate in this city who want to make this city better, we can reach all of our goals. Thank you.
Jennifer, next up, Paul Howell.
Going last on this question. Ooh, everybody's used up all the good ideas, right? Well, we've got, and I've already been talking about challenges that we have in our city. looking forward 5 or 10 years and 20 years and 30 years and 40 years, we need to start thinking funding for a long term. It is ridiculous that we really don't have any money budgeted for fixing our roads. It is ridiculous in a city of our size that we don't have a plan that this road's going to be done, and this road's going to be done, and this road's going to be done, and we have it all mapped out. And when someone calls City Hall and says, when is my pothole going to be fixed, they're given an answer instead of a vague, oh, it's going to be sometime out there. To do that, we need to have a plan for bringing in more revenue. You've heard that. Y'all know that we only bring in about $300 per person in gross receipts tax here in Rio Rancho, where in places like Farmington and Las Cruces and stuff, at least according to the numbers the mayor gave me, they bring in more like $600 a person. Is it any wonder that we feel like we're being squeezed? We need to address that. And we don't address it by increasing the rate. I do not want to increase the rate. We increase it by bringing businesses in. And this Buy Rio Rancho, I love Buy Rio Rancho as a small business. I am so much in favor of Buy Rio Rancho, but we need to look bigger. And how are we bringing them up the hill? Okay? Instead of stopping stuff from going down, bringing them up. Make Rio Rancho a destination. Explain to the people in Albuquerque that the Star Center is not in Arizona. Okay? And maybe a golf course that people would want to come up to and play because it's such an excellent golf course. As you can tell, I'm excited about the future of Rio Rancho. We have problems. We have 6 different water systems that if one goes out, 16,000 people will be without water. I mean, that's a scary thought. We need to have ways of having that redundancy. We need to make sure our police department is consistently up. But I want Rio Rancho to not be these little scattered communities and this little separate stuff, but a cohesive community with a financial base that keeps us going forward into the future so that we can all enjoy the quality of life that we moved here for. Thank you very much. Ramon, I thought. Oh, good question.
Oh, this is it.
Okay.
Closing statements, 2 minutes please on if you'll do your closing and why should you earn everyone's vote.
So I came to a conclusion that I could stand before you guys and the company that I'm in and ask for your vote because like you, I'm invested in our community. I have ideas to improve the court and we'll work to make a positive change to our city. I value input from the community, our mayor, our city councilor, and law enforcement partners. On March 6th, not only are you voting for mayor, judge, city councilor, you're also voting for a bond to give our police officers the much needed tools and equipment, all that they need to do their jobs effectively and to keep us all safe. I believe that everybody here agrees that you can vote yes on that. And giving these officers the equipment they need to keep us safe. But on March 6th, you can also give the court a fresh perspective by voting for me. Thank you.
Hey, Judge Cook, closing statements.
When I was 13, I would get on my bicycle and go to the family business and open the family business and start the dry cleaning. I think that's why I cough every day, is all that dry cleaning fluid. But as I grew up, I decided I didn't want to be a dry cleaner. I feel like I found my calling because so many people have benefited from the perspective that I have in punishing where necessary, treating when necessary, and giving the young people that make bad decisions an opportunity to keep that nice, clean record clean. Send about 3,000 people a year to driver improvement school rather than having it show up on their driving record. Down the hill, they just defer. If you get a ticket every 90 days in Albuquerque, you won't ever pay a ticket. They will never get your driving record. I hold people accountable. I think people should do something to earn it, right? If you want to keep your driving record clean. But what this whole process has been, and what I've learned through the whole process, is that it's all about interacting with people and finding out what their needs are and getting them headed the correct direction. You know, I did my time in the state police, so I know when someone's telling me something other than the truth, and I appreciate that. In the 11 years that I've been your judge, I can really say that I've made a lot of difference in this community and want to keep making a difference in this community. I'm grateful for everyone that came again and want to ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank both judge candidates, Judge Cook and Ramon Montoya. Hold on one second, Don. Before we get started, if anyone else has a 3x5 card, please raise your card. I'll have Jaime come around if there's still some floating out there, so we can tabulate those questions for the mayor's forum. Don, thank you.
All right, I'd like to thank you again for coming out and listening to what we have to say. And if anyone wants to talk afterwards, I'd love to. I have shared tonight some proven, practical, thoughtful ideas for development and public services. Not just pie in the sky, unfundable and unworkable ideas. For example, I would love to build a plug-and-play facility for development, for offices, and for a community center in our district. Sure, I would love it, but we don't have the money for that. We have to shape our visions and wishes to conform with our current reality. And Paul's right, we get the lowest income per capita of any city in the state. As a city councilor, the kind of calls that you have to make is, should we fix that leaky roof on one of our community centers that's broken, or can we buy a new ambulance? I have the experience to know how our city runs and how tight our budget is. For example, you can't use utility funds to do a road. That's actually illegal, it's state law. And we already are collaborating with the city, the state, the county, and even UNM to get roads like West Side, Broadmoor, and Southern completed. And we're working with the county to get a road in our district, Meadows, done. And we've got the cost down from 1.3 million to 600,000 because we're working with the county. You should have heard promises spoken here tonight and ideas that sound too good to be true. Be careful. Some of these things that people promise and dream of can only be done if we double or triple our taxes. And I believe that raising taxes is only a last resort. It's only for the most pressing needs. That's why I'm so focused on growing our revenue through growing our local economy. You deserve a city council with the experience that it takes to be a good steward of your money and your hometown. And I pledge to do just that. I'm Dawn Robinson, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you all for your time this evening. I hope you take with you some of the excitement and hope that I have for Rio Rancho that I've shared with you tonight. Over the last 18 months as city councilor, one of the most important things I've learned is that we all want a better Rio Rancho. However we ended up here, whether it was through jobs, family, retirement, we all make this place our home, and there's opportunity for all of us to make a difference, whether it's through going out and voting, opening a business, investing in our city, volunteering for our city commission, or even running for office. So I encourage all of you who care about Rio Rancho to get involved, and stay positive. I hope that you find my experience to be relevant to this position. I'm an engineer, I have a technical mind. I've been on the city council now. I've worked with both sides of the table as a private consultant and as a person at the city of Rio Rancho in the engineering department. So I have a lot of experience and knowledge that I can use to build this city in a better way, so it can be filled with opportunity for all people now and into the future. Please visit my website. It's very easy to remember, jenniferfloor.com. You can find my contact information. Contact me through there, and I'll be out in the lobby if you have any further questions. Let's build a brighter future for Rio Rancho together. Thank you.
I don't know, you might have noticed I'm a little enthusiastic on occasion when I get up here. I'm passionate about our city, and I'm passionate about the future, and I'm passionate about what we can do together. One of the reasons I'm so passionate is that 12 years ago I got a gift. I got the ability to restart my life wherever I wanted to. We had had a series of disasters of biblical proportion that led us to be able to choose anywhere in the country, and we chose Rio Rancho. So you could say if I was playing poker, I am all in. I have put all my chips on the table. I have invested everything that I had because I had nothing, and I just had some insurance money, and that's all we had left, and we came here. And we came here because we saw potential, and we saw a wonderful place to raise our kids, and we saw a great place to start a business. And so, all of you, I really want your support on this. I would love for your support, and even if I don't get it, I still want to hear your ideas, because I'm involved with the Chamber. I'm on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the Cabazon PID board, so if any of you live in Cabazon and you have something wrong with the median or your wall or something, please give me a call. Come by my office and talk to me about it. I'll take care of it. I also have, I'm on the Estante Homeowners Association, so if you're in Estante in Cabazon, really, please, come talk to me. But I want to know what you see for the future of Rio Rancho. I want to work with you people to make our city better. Yeah, I have ideas and I have vision, but all of us together are what's going to make Rio Rancho great. So please support me if you could. Howl Yes is my website, howlyes.com, and you can find me on Facebook under Howl Yes. Thank you very much.
I'm going to start my closing with a question, and I really need everyone to raise their hand. How many of you got a letter about the waste management rate hike meetings? How many of you got a letter about it? I see 2 hands. None of that was brought to the attention of my constituency in District 2. We have a now 20% rate hike in waste management, and it's my understanding it was a unanimous vote on the City Council to approve it. That would not happen under me. I would make sure that my constituents understand exactly what's going to be happening for them. Every single day in my job, I am an advocate, whether it's for adults or the youth. I want to be an advocate for the people of District 2 and all of Rio Rancho. One thing about me, you can ask my son. I don't make promises I can't keep. My #1 promise to you is that your voice will not go unheard if you give me a chance to hear it. Rio Rancho is a wonderful place to live, and there are so many opportunities to make it even better. I really do hope that I can get your vote in District 2 in order to help be your voice, to be a new generation of leadership, to bring transparency and balance to the City Council. If you'd like to know more about me, I will be here for a while afterward, but you can also visit padillacampaign.com to see more of my platform, to add a comment, to volunteer, to canvass with us. That'd be awesome. This has been a whirlwind for me. I decided in the middle of December that I was going to run. That's why I don't have a lot of endorsements and stuff like that yet. But I do have the support of the people around me, and I just can't thank my family and friends enough who have been there and really calmed my nerves today. It's been an experience of a lifetime. Thank you all for hearing me out today.
Once again, I'd like to thank our candidates, Municipal Judge Ramon Montoya and Judge Robert Cook. Thank you again. For District 2, Don Robinson, if you'll wave your hands, and Andrea Padilla. And then District 5, Paul Howell and Jennifer Floor. We're going to take a brief 5-minute break to reset for the mayors, so you can take that restroom break. You can also meet the candidates out in the lobby. Okay? Thank you.
You know, it's like the city raises revenue through water.